Hello guys, how are you? This is your instructor Jun. Um, Today I'm going to talk about exercise 2. Some of you guys have asked me some questions in exercise 2. I hope some of more explanation can help you to figure out the solutions. So based on the conditional probability, the conditional probability was what? So that is something conditioning on something, right? So you usually write down something like that. So if I'm interested in like a conditional probability of A given B, that can be written as a probability of A given B happens. So if B happened first, what is the probability of A? So that was the idea for the conditional probability, right? So if something happened, so the idea is if B happens, what is the probability of A happens? So probability of A, occurs or happens as well. So that is conditional probability. So if this one happens first, then we are looking for what is the probability of A happens. So that was probability of A given B. Sometimes this is the common wording, or I might use, okay, suppose B was happening, what is the probability of A? So another wording can be suppose, this one happened first, or condition, let's say conditioning on, or another wording is conditioning on B, what is the probability of A? So probability of A, or probability of A. So all gives this conditional probability. So far, these are the idea. Given that you understood this, I'm looking for what is the probability of A given B. So using the formula, that is what? Probability of A intersection B over probability of B, right? If you are not convinced with this one, please take a look at slide 2 and take a lecture. You'd understand more clearly. And that's one. And if we are interested in this, that is probability of A intersection B equal probability of B times probability of A given B, right? I just multiply probability of B both sides, and this is the formula. Basically, this formula is the same as this. I just did a little bit of algebra, right? So these are the idea. So let's come back to the question. So the question said, so this is homework 2. So they said, if interest rate, let's say it's R, is greater than 2.5 percentage, then the probability of significant earning, like let's say S is 0.1. So if this happens, the probability of S equal 0.1. That means what? Given this information, that is probability of which one happens first? This one happens first. So in the class slide, or in the homework hint, I told you guys, instead of writing this, you can make it some common sense. Like R greater than 2.5% as something like H, so that you guys just can keep track of this easily. Like R less than 2.5% and greater than 2% is something like M, and R lower than 2% as a, and you can name it ABC, it doesn't matter, but something you can keep track of easily, So that means if this is H, I'm looking for probability of S given H equal basically 0.1, right? So, what do we have in other? So there are another thing, like if another information you're having now is something like probability of average interest rate between 2% and 2.5, and the probability of significant earning is 0.5. I'm sure you can write can get the idea based on this information, right? So I didn't go further, but you can just get the same sense. So previously, using previous information, I'm getting probability of H given, actually vice versa. Probability of, no, actually S given H was 0.1. And you can find other conditional probability. And later, what I said was the analyst estimated that the probability is something equal 0.25, that next year's the interest rate would be greater than 2.5. That is what probability of H equal actually it was 0.25, sorry, 0.25. That means that is a marginal probability. Marginal probability. So similarly, you have other informations as well, probability of some air are given as well, so you can just play around that. And the another based on this one, so what you can get is, okay, I want to fill out this format. So let's say this is like a significant earning, which is not significant earning, and I'm looking for like HML. So what I get from this information is, okay, I'm getting probability of H, which is a marginal probability, which is probability of S intersection H, which is joint probability, plus probability of SC intersection H. Summation of that is a probability of H, right? If you are not understanding this, please go back to the slide 2, and then also take a look at the lecture again. Or listen my lecture. That equal, I said, 25%, right? So these are the information, and I want to fill this information. So throughout the question, I didn't ask this one, but I'm focusing on this part. But you can still fill out this number, right? I'm asking this one: what is the probability of S intersection H? How do I do that? So using the formula I gave you here, we know the conditional probability formula, right? So that means conditional probability of S given H was what? That is a probability of S intersection H over probability of H, right? So I want to figure out this one. I have this information, I have this information. Can I get that? Of course, right? Just plug in number and you'd get this one. So similarly, you can get this one as well. So basically, I gave you all the answers and instructions. But take a closer look at this. And if you guys, I mean, I hope this would be enough information, you know, basically. And always remember the summation of the probability equal always 1. So given that, you can answer first question, A. And pretty much I gave you the answer for B. So similarly, you can get the answer for C and D, E. I mean, F might be a little bit tricky, but if you can think a little bit more, you'd get the final answer. So hope this one helps you. And yeah, see you guys later.